Batman Who Laughs #1. James Tinney in the fourth, writing Riley Rosmo on art. Uh, Rosmo, of course, he did the Batman Shadow miniseries recently, and that was kind of notable to me because had all the same traits of that art. Even the coloring, it was like identical. Again, the only complaint I had with the art was the really short years on Batman, which is the exact same complaint I had in that miniseries. So I will say that. So I think the first thing to say about this one shot is it's dark as shit.
It is, yeah.
It's dark as shit. I'll take some points for my guesses here. It's not because obviously I guessed really specifically that it was the Batman who killed the Joker at the end of the Killing Joke. I went really specific and said, "Oh, that's what it is." And obviously I was wrong about the Killing Joke, but the part I did get very right, of course, is the fact that this is the Batman who gives in and kills him.
Yeah.
So I got that element right, and I like that because it's all of them have been about loss. So every single one of these Batmen who've went dark, they've all lost someone, and I like the idea that this is the Batman who literally loses himself because
Yeah.
he gave in and did it.
I, yeah, I agree. I think it's a great idea. I think the only reason they didn't use the Killing Joke one is just to keep that aspect of ambiguity. They don't want to confirm either way. So this just is easier.
Oh yeah, I don't think that'd have been a problem because I don't feel like had
I
they
feel
done.
like people would have complained.
I feel like had they done it, I wouldn't have said, "Oh, that means the Killing Joke was always in that universe, and that's how it ended." Like to me, the Killing Joke would still be ambiguous because the whole thing for me with these dark multiverses is that it's the idea that one choice was made in our world, and then the opposite choice was made in the dark multiverse. So to me, it
Yeah.
confirms that it's the opposite that happened in our regular Batman stories. But
But either way, though, people don't want a confirmation. So it's just
eh,
safer to avoid it.
people be dumb. So honestly, my only complaint about this issue is the fact that Joker releases this gas that makes Batman kind of turn into him.
That's my problem as well. I think it would have been it loses some of its effectiveness with it being
It's too easy. I feel like I'd preferred if they'd had some time jumps and it was actually Batman just because he killed him, he slowly deteriorated and went crazy naturally, rather than
yeah, because that's the first thing he says after it happens. It's like, no, this isn't the start of a slippery slope. I'm good, and I think I'd have enjoyed this so much more if it had been like, this is why Batman doesn't kill. This is what happens.
yeah.
This is how he ends up.
Arguably, can you fit that in one issue? I mean, maybe at the Philip Rush, maybe that's the sort of thing where you say, "Oh, Batman Who Laughs" could have been a 3 issue mini instead of just one issue because
Yeah.
to explore that in depth, you need the time. Hell, I'll give it 6 issues, whatever it would be. Now, it does give some of the darker moments a real shock value because they kind of come out of nowhere
It
almost.
does. Yeah.
So I'll give it that. I like this issue a lot. It's just the fact that they kind of accelerated the whole thing with this gas to actually
I
make him go
do
evil.
think
I don't
like
like.
I like everything that it's doing except that I think it undermines the idea of Bruce losing himself
Yeah,
because he doesn't. Joker just beats him in a
yeah,
way.
yeah. So the idea is there, but yeah, it's kind of undermined. But you can kind of just ignore it if you want to just look at
Yeah.
the themes and look at what you want to like about it. So he has like, so Superman's talking to him and he's like, okay, right, so all these people have been infected with the Joker gas and we're going to have to try and figure that out. And he's like asking him like, so hey, you okay? And he's like, what? Because I killed Joker? Don't worry, it's not a slippery slope, as you said. It's just like I'll be fine. I'm not going to become what he wants me to become. He's not winning that way. But then he laughs at a really inappropriate moment.
Yeah, yeah. I think someone says one of the kids tried to bite the psychologist's throat out.
Yeah, because Superman says he's going to give them the treatments because he's he can't get hurt because
Yeah,
of that, and then Batman just kind of gives this little snicker out. It is
he
like
just does a aha.
he's like, oh, I'm sorry, that wasn't funny, and we cut some time later, and he's in the cave, and it's all the like Nightwing, Batgirl, the Robins, that they're
Yeah,
training.
yeah, I think this is another like little problem. It's only 3 days later.
Yeah, but
This
which if it wasn't the gas, that could have been like 6 months later
yeah.
or something. Take your pick. But it's 3 days later. They're in the cave and they're training, and Batman gathers them all around it. I've called you all here today because I need to tell you something. And he explains the gas. He explains that Joker intended whoever killed him to go become him, to go crazy and become him.
It'd be the replacement.
Yeah,
It's kind of the one part of this I do like is it's the it's the reversal of Batman's thing. Batman's whole is like, his legacy, the bat lives on, and there'll always be a Batman in Gotham. And this is the same thing for Joker. It's like, no, there's always going to be one of me around.
Yeah, so it's not a reversal so much as it's the
Well,
same thing.
yeah, a reversal in the sense that it's, they're opposites.
Sure. But he's like, okay, so I'm telling you all this, and like Barbara and Decker are like, oh no, we'll help you through this, Bruce. We'll do this. We'll do it as a team. We'll figure this out. And then Batman's like, yeah, but I asked you here because you'll notice there's something wrong before anyone else will. And then you turn the page, and there's this full page spread of Batman pulling out some machine guns and just mowing down the Bat family with a sick smile on his face, and it is so disturbing.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. I mean, where's Tim? But
he's in the scene.
Is that Tim then, or is okay? So where's Damien then on this world? Has that just not happened yet?
No, Damien was there too. What are you whinging about?
No, I'm looking at it. There's only 4 of them. There's Jason.
In that page,
Dick,
but they're all in that scene.
Tim.
They're all in that scene before that.
No, they're not. I'm looking at it now.
It's
It's Tim. You're right. I'm just misremembering. I saw the Robin suit and forgot.
Let me go and check the page. I need to prove him wrong now. Hold on. Bear with me, guys. I'm sure someone referenced him. Maybe I'm just misreading it because... Okay. Yeah, because someone calls him Robin and then they refer to him as Red Robin later, so I think I assumed
Yeah, I
there
think
was
that's
two.
what threw me.
So I thought there was 2 characters. You're right, it's just... So yeah, there's no Damien.
Yeah. Weird.
I don't know, maybe they just decided they didn't want to see Batman shoot a 13-year-old.
Yeah, I guess I think it would have added to the darkness of him killing his own son.
Oh, sure, but maybe just from an editorial point of view, they said, no, that's too far, we're not letting you do that.
Could be.
It could be that simple. Then you turn the page, and he's basically killed the entire Justice League except Superman. They're on the Watchtower, and they're all just lying there dead. Superman's in pain. He's like, oh, why have you done this, Bruce? And he brings Lois and John up to the Watchtower, and it's like, oh dear, this is bad. And he gives Clark some specifically designed black kryptonite, which he mentions that he gave to Supergirl to do a test run. And Supergirl killed her entire family before she ended up dying. And you obviously don't see it. It's all kind of off panel. You just hear Lois say, Clark? John, get behind me. Like, you can hear Lois try to protect John from Superman.
Yeah.
And you see, the smile, the laughter. It's funny, because you think that scene with the Bat family is really dark, and it is really dark. But then you get to this scene, and it actually tops it. It gives you one of the darkest Batman moments that I've ever seen, and then in the next scene, it immediately tops it.
It is, yeah. And I love the body horror of how all the Justice Leaguers are drawn. Yeah, Martian Manhunter is like, he's all stretched, his head's up there, his body's ripped in like 2. It's great. You got, Plastic Man hanging and threading around, and
which, by the way, I mean, we've not seen Martian Manhunter in a long time.
I know. You've even got a couple outside just choking out in space. You got Hawkman out behind the window, and it looks great.
Yeah, give me Martian Manhunter, you bastards. I want
Just
Martian Manhunter.
Not completely dead like this.
Yeah, not completely dead, obviously. So, but the real intrigue is, so he's like, oh, I'm going to bring more dark things from the rest of the Dark Multiverse, and we see like demented versions of a bunch of characters. We see a monstrous Superman, we see a Flash who's got like a spider for a body, and there's an evil Martian Manhunter at the back, there's all sorts of demented looking things. But he's doing all this, he's actually telling all this story to someone mysterious, someone who's like got a bandaged face, that's chained up, has been obviously beaten and tortured and bruised, is bandaged from top to bottom, and we don't know who this is. Which I guess is the big question coming out of this, is who is this mysterious person? Who is he torturing and telling this story to?
Yeah, I mean, it can't be our Bruce, right? Our Bruce is elsewhere.
Yeah, no, I don't think, no, because this, from my understanding, this is in our Earth.
That's what I thought as well. I just went to because I think that was the obvious one to leap to, is tell my story just to see this is what you can become.
Yeah, because Bruce is in the Dark Multiverse. We know he's there.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's options where, okay, is this someone he's brought from his world? It could be. But I feel like it's more likely to be someone from Earth Zero. Someone who resides.
I agree. I think it has to be someone who will see this and see the horror.
Is it Alfred?
Well, they wouldn't do this to Alfred again, would they? Alfred's been through enough.
I don't know. I feel like if he's going to tell a story to someone...
I get yeah. It would make sense.
I don't even think we can discern the gender, actually. Like, it's kind of... Like, you could tell me that was a woman. I mean, I'm kind of... It's plain enough that I assume it's a guy, but it really could be either.
It could be, yeah.
But no, it's dark as shit. But very
It really is.
demented. That final laugh is... He's like, oh, he's telling him that, a Batman who laughs is a Batman who always wins, because he's let go, he doesn't have his rules and whatnot. And he's just laughing dementedly at the end.
Yeah. I think that panel there where he's laughing is one of the best looking panels in the book as well.
Yeah, no, I can get behind that.
It's all the cheek flesh kind of rotting and being apart, the close up on it.
Yeah, it's the liquor / nemesis effect from Resident Evil. If you're familiar with those monsters and the designs, there's also one of the Cenobites from Hellraiser has this type of mouth. I'm just trying to think of different things that have this. Clearly, Connor has no basis for comparison to any of these things, but some people out there might.
I'm sure they will.
So,
I will say my only other criticism with the art is I think Bab's face looks really weird, and this is something that I saw a week or two ago as well. I can't remember what book it was in, but it was another one where I thought specifically her face just looked weird. It was just off. And I don't know what it is, something about her face that people are struggling with lately.
Is two a pattern or is two a coincidence?
I mean, two could be a coincidence. It was just in such short succession.
Yeah. Don't know. Any other guesses for who this mystery guest of Dark Batman
I really don't
is?
know. I'm trying to think who would have some weight and meaning, but so many of the people who spring to mind, we know where they are. They're already busy.
Which is part of me thinks it might be someone we've not seen in a while. That could be the reveal when we find out who it is. It's like, oh, that's where they've been like for all this time.
And if that's the case, though, who?
Yeah, it has to be someone who's related to the Justice League or related to Batman directly. I feel like.
Yeah, I want to say Batman just because this story it's a story about Bruce Wayne. It's a story about Bruce losing himself. I think that has the most weight to someone who's on a personal level with Bruce, not just not just someone who's with Batman.
Gordon, maybe.
It could be Gordon.
I mean, that doesn't fit my we've not seen him in a while thing, but
it's plausible.
It popped out of my head. Who have we not seen it for a while? Who's related to Batman? Who's someone that's important to Batman that we've not seen in a long time? Maybe in Rebirth at all.
I don't know.
Are
we missing anyone? I don't feel like we're missing anyone major.
Is there anyone who, say, from a Justice League kind of point of view, that's been missing, who was close to Batman in some way?
Other than Martian Manhunter, I don't think so. But I don't buy that, obviously.
Nah, you'd expect green hands if it was him, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, a different shaped head, but
yeah.
I don't know. It's tough. It's funny it's introduced this mystery here because I feel like this is the sort of thing where they're probably going to reveal it in the main book now.
There's not really many other places they can reveal, unless it's in another one of the one shots.
There is one more one shot.
And the two.
What's the two?
So there's the Batman Found.
No, you mean Hawkman Found?
Hawkman Found. Isn't there one other that Morrison's involved in?
Oh yeah, the
I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, it's out in like
but there
January,
is two,
February.
isn't there?
There's two. I was actually the Hawkman Found one I was forgetting. I was remembering the other one. But okay, yeah, it could be the Hawkman one. If it's maybe it's Hawkman.
I mean, maybe it is. That would actually make sense because we know Carter Hall went missing. Following into this.
Yeah, that would make sense. And Kendra's so heavily involved that this would have a big moment for her if like he like unmasks and it's. Well, I don't know if unmask is maybe a bit of a broad term for...
Right, but the idea, Hawkman found... That would actually play into the symmetry of the titles really nicely.
Yeah, it could be Hawkman. Could be...
It could be.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably my best guess at the moment.
Yeah, I'm going with that one.
Best guess at the moment, Hawkman. Okay. Right, so we've solved it, it's fine.
Pretty confident.
We're good. So... no, I thought this was pretty solid. I think this is up there with some of the better of these one shots. Also,
it's top 3 for sure.
A couple of nitpicks, but I think the absolute the darkness, the levels of darkness that it hits are just so off the goddamn charts that you typically don't see. Like, because I feel like you have to give that level of darkness. I feel like, Batman who's fused with the Joker. Like, how dangerous is he? He has to be dangerous, or you feel like you've whiffed on the concept, because the concept itself, it demands a level of...
Especially as, the Batman Who Laughs has been such a presence in these books. He's kind of been, the leader of the armies.
Yeah.
He's kind of been the head honcho, and you really need to sell that.
Yeah, obviously, he's kind of like the right-hand man to Barbatos.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
And Joker gas undermining aside, I think they do a good job.